Let's start with a movie review.
I think a movie review would be the best.
But I'm the only one that saw the movie fully.
What?
Oh no!
Which movie? Jeepers Creepers? Yeah. I saw it fully with you. Yeah.
I forgot you.
I saw bits and pieces.
It was so good. I had to see it. I had to see it 2 times. I just had to see it twice.
I feel like you really wanted to see it.
That movie felt like.
It's because I wanted
so short though.
I wanted to shit on it with somebody. It's funny.
Yeah.
You're shitting on it with me, and I didn't even watch it.
No, but from beginning to end, it's funny.
Yeah, we were shit talking it through the whole movie.
It's just one of those movies you can't.
I think.
You can't not.
Yeah, let's go with Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It'll be more lighthearted.
It'll be something. So.
You've been recording this whole fucking time, you jackass.
You wanna restart?
No, it's okay. Like I said, I'll cut it. Yeah.
But yeah. Well, it's just dumb. It just. How do you say it? It just undid everything that the other movies before.
That was like the stupidest. These freaking shorts keep going up.
I don't know if the excuse of the whole COVID thing actually really was.
There's only 3 Kiwis. So here you going?
Was the cause of it, but.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the main cause of it because like you just saw well, I didn't see the beginning half of the movie, but like the green screen at the very end was just terrible.
Oh, that green screen wasn't only at the end.
Oh, it's throughout the whole movie?
There's
it's terrible. But the cemetery scene.
The cemetery scene was the worst green screen part. That was terrible.
No,
absolutely
the
terrible.
worst was the very freaking end.
When the cops just look at them and they're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they literally just did these pictures of like the car, but then they it's like they just posted pictures of cops standing by their cop cars, but like just pasted on a background. Like it looked so out of like frame or whatever. That
no, I think the cops in the cars were there. Like
no, they were there.
Cars.
But what I mean is like the background. Just it's like if you slapped pictures onto like a picture to another picture, and it's like one of those.
And it didn't even look like. I know you could tell that green screen, but like the way that it was like forced onto the side and like a road, like it didn't actually look like an actual.
There was no perspective. Mm-hmm. It just looked flat, like something you draw like when you first draw a road for the first time.
God damn!
You just draw like a block. You don't really draw
strawberry.
Like a rectangle.
I want a mango.
But yeah, that movie was just his design was just. No.
And then the girl, like, I forgot her name, but the one that kept flirting with the guy.
The blonde
little
chick.
one.
The little blonde chick. When she fucking falls, like, there was no reason for her to fall, and she could have gone up and run. Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
You didn't see it?
Yeah,
she basically just dropped like a sack of potatoes.
She trips herself.
Nothing really even made her trip at that. She just falls.
She's just bad at running. One of the most stupidest parts is that he has his girlfriend, trying on the. And I was talking to Ruby about this when you were, I think you were in the restroom. But they're gonna go to that fest, right? The festival. And so he has her trying on all these like different outfits.
The cosplay.
And that variant's like, what are you gonna wear? This shirt. It's like. The fuck?
You're like, nah, fuck you, get in a costume.
You're making her dress up for it, and you're not even gonna fucking dress up.
What's funny is that she
doesn't
even wear any of the outfits that she even tried on.
Mm-hmm. The very last one.
The last one?
The white dress.
Like a white dress.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, either she didn't even like go with it or just And they kind of picked the most like. It wasn't even a I don't even know what the hell that was supposed to even be.
They were the slutty cosplays, honestly.
No, but I don't even know what that cosplay was. Like you kind of got the reference to every other outfit, but it was just
there was like 1 or 2 where you
maybe
just didn't know
ring?
where the fuck it was coming from. Huh?
Maybe the ring.
Maybe.
I don't know.
What'd you put on?
Where you got?
I didn't put anything. Oh, I just put on in the background. What? You're gonna be distracted.
You should put Jeepers Creepers Reborn so we could also talk shit about it while it's going on.
Oh yeah, like what Snoop Dogg did, the hot box.
Bro, I have that like burned into my brain. Stupidity.
But is it because Ivan didn't see it?
I mean,
I don't really care to see.
It was good. The beginning idea was good to like see him coming from his thing, but like I don't know, it just It's just dumb.
The thing I always find, like, it, not just with this one, also, like, with part 1, too, it's like, you see a fucking guy throwing a body down a shaft. Why is your first thought, let's go check?
They didn't see it was a body.
She's
Did they?
licking her asshole right behind your head.
No, it's her tail.
Oh. They did see a body. They're like, that looks like a body.
Yeah, they
And
got
then they go
suspicion.
back.
They're like, oh, we have to go and tell.
The mango's so good.
Like, I get that one's supposed to be like a reenactment of the people that went missing.
Like
but
I'm telling
still.
you, the whole movie was it seemed.
Oh, I
like
thought you were
it
talking
was-
about part 1.
It was
No,
based
part 1
still.
included, but this
That
one-
movie is literally, like I said, it's pretty much a big freaking reference to the trilogy, and
But yes,
yet it's its own thing. Yet it doesn't make any sense.
They even kind of break the fourth wall in it, and she's like, "Oh, like the movies," and he's like, "No, those have nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
What I was thinking for that, what if, you know, it's supposed to be 23 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
What if those events did happen in part 1 and part 2, but within those 23 years they made a movie of it, and that's the movies that he's talking about, kind of like Slash and Scream, or Stab.
Well, no, because then
Because you know in Scream
no,
the movies
because
are
there
called
would
Stab.
already be actual facts that there was people hunting down this creature. The story of
But
the
then again,
guy,
it killed all of them.
brother
Remember?
and the sister.
Also, when it comes to that for Scream, that brings up my thing, or the next thing real quick. In the new movie Scream, she says like they made a movie on my father. You may have heard of them, and I'm assuming she's talking about the Stab movies, right? But wasn't Stab already made before? Because that's what
that was
their
what the killers
inspiration.
were referencing off of.
Wasn't
yeah.
it?
Mm-mm. Stab was made after Scream. It was made after the Woodsboro murders.
Oh,
Their fascination was just horror movies in whole.
Oh.
Stab was made after.
so in other words, they started it.
Because it even says about the Woodsboro murders or something like that, and then it just slowly got more ridiculous as it went on.
I just haven't seen those movies in a while, so I forgot.
I thought they saw the movie.
No,
You got
like
captivated
those
by
movies started
Oh
just
no, I
becoming
think I
silly
remember
afterwards.
the ending saying like how basically they were saying like, oh, horror movies aren't the same as like they used to be, or like the rules and crap, you know, and saying how everything works. And I guess they brought that horror fantasy into the real world. It's kind of like basically horror fan craze, like they brought it into reality, or their reality, I guess.
Back to life, back to reality. I want some.
Yeah, but just Scream is just a big, huge revenge thing. I mean, it's good, but Jesus, it ain't never gonna end.
No, because there's always a way for someone to have revenge.
You want a mango?
I want to try that.
I like the mango, so if you don't want them, I'm taking.
You like the mango or you don't like the mango?
I like it. Hey, just use a fork.
Do you
If
think
the fork is right there, use it.
if it were ever to happen, if it, like let's just say in some case, not saying in the next one, if they were
Ugh,
to
you
make
don't
one,
like blackberries.
but at some point, if they were to do the same thing that they did with, like, the I Know What You Did Last Summer, where they went with the whole supernatural phase,
That sucked.
like, if they, yeah, I know the movie sucked, obviously.
I don't remember it. No.
Well, they did ended up making I Know What You Did Last Summer show. I have not seen it yet. I have
The one
yet
on
to
Prime, right?
Yeah, I've yet to seen it, or to see it, I mean. But, so I assume they just said, fuck it, let's just reset everything. But if they were to do that with Scream, would it just be like a take on story of just revenge? Like letting go of revenge or something?
They did a show?
Like if they were to make another movie or a show,
I
but
thought
They did do a show.
what?
A Scream.
No. But what I'm saying is with the concept of like it just being more supernatural instead of an
Oh.
actual person. Would the lesson just be give up, like let go of revenge? Like would that be the just end story?
That seems like the only way.
And then it would be an actual ghost face. It would be an actual ghost.
Yo, mama face. I don't think they're ever gonna go the supernatural route with Scream, and I hope they never do.
And it wouldn't. No. Yeah, it would be best not. Just, if it were to. Like, would that be the end of the story, basically? Because the spirit would just want revenge? But then how the fuck do you just like get it to like?
But at that point, if you go through the supernatural route, it can prolong movies for as long as possible because it's supernatural.
We're already hitting.
You would
like
need
Scream
like a
25.
really good reason though for it to be a supernatural. Like the way that they did it in the I Know What You Did Last Summer, they made it where
It's just for the sake of saying like don't lie, pretty much.
yeah, how
If something
because
goes,
they did the prank, the friend died, but they never said anything about it. Well, the spirit having that happen to him was like now he goes after anybody that does the same thing. I don't really get how they can make that continuous thing with Scream. Like, I get it's revenge, but once they wreak the revenge that they want on that one person, but then again, that one person always seems to get away. I mean, like, Sydney survived in every freaking one when she
that's
was
why
a
it's
target.
called the final girl. We gotta change the standard, and we gotta make a final guy, the free guy.
Free guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, technically,
It's kind of weird though that just saying that, and the idea of like horror movies that
How do you say fruit in Spanish?
fruta.
No more fruta.
Wow, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I'm full. Sorry, what were you saying?
That it's kind of weird that
Back.
that how it is that the
There's
thing
Watson.
became of final girls when it's usually just saying in the movies wise it's always the guys that are protecting, and yet they're the ones that get killed. But is it because of the fact that they're the ones protecting that they get killed?
Yeah.
So like, but it's weird that how they're always like, the guy somehow always dies, but then somehow the girl that's somehow smaller than the guy that took on the guy the first time, like, you know what I mean? It's just
it's because the killer got tired.
like, I mean, I get it, but it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of like a weird Marvel movie to where like the strongest guy can like not like Hulk not being able to beat Thanos, but then like you know,
It's because
it's
they got plot armor. I was gonna say something in regards to that actually. Oh, Final Girls. I wish that movie did better.
it did okay.
No, well, I don't think it did as they wanted it to.
Final Girls is kind of like, it reminds me of like the horror version of what's that damn movie? The one with the vampires and the
Lost
werewolves.
Boys. No.
No, Lost Boys was a good movie.
Underworld.
No, it's not. It's a goofy movie.
What
The
are you
one-
talking about?
The one with the
Monster School.
no,
Okay, finish my sentence.
No.
no, it's the one with that
I
where
kinda like
the
hiccup.
society with the vampires, the zombies, and
Freaks of Nature.
freaks and the actor remember the name.
I
It's
love
kinda
that movie.
Like that monster movie is kind of like the same idea of what that movie was, but for a horror.
They're both like in the horror genre.
No horror, but one was more like monsters and the other
Yeah,
one was
the
more
Freaks of Nature is like all of them coexisting.
like saying like, imagine if the world where all these creatures and plus humans existed in this and they coexisting,
Yeah.
and the other one it was just like a.
Have it
How would it be like if in the real world?
For anybody that hasn't seen the Freaks of Nature, that's where the zombies, vampires, and then aliens come, and then you also find out there's also
So then
werewolves.
I guess we find out that now humans and pretty much anything that's like mystical already here on Earth, I guess we just wouldn't team up with aliens. I guess it's just like we can handle each other, but we just can't handle aliens. Well, because I guess they wanted it.
Because they're not from
Well,
this
no,
planet.
it wasn't even the aliens. They started fighting each other.
No, but that's what I'm saying is
At the very
they
end, when they
hated
gang
each
up on
other. They coexisted, but they hated each other.
Yeah.
They despised each other. But then once aliens got involved, it was basically like, yeah, we don't like these guys. Like, let's team up together and take them out. Like, you're not part of the original agreement. That's what I'm saying. I guess as far as what's already here, we just wouldn't agree with whatever comes.
The thing is,
throwing
though, why
itself.
didn't they let the aliens get that resource? Like, were the aliens just planning on taking it, or?
No, he says at the end, he's like, we essentially just came down here for a stick of butter, but before we
Oh,
could even
yeah.
ask, you guys started attacking each other and we had to lock you in the power ring.
Yeah, and then they just got angry at them.
And they got angry, but because they're being very, like condescending, like, oh look, we're
better
so
than you.
fucking awesome, and you guys are just you, like, get your shit together. And that's what pisses them off, like, what makes you so fucking
And
better?
then that's why basically it's like, hey, fuck you, man. Like, you don't get to tell us how we react with each other, to hate each other. We can hate each other if we want. Which leads to them helping each other.
Mm-hmm. And
But-
then killing them.
But yeah, like saying back to that movie kind of reminds me of like that. But like if people would have run into a horror movie, I mean, yeah, there's some horror movies where you take your chances of trying to do something different. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they're good, but they just don't get the what's it called? The receive or the audience that you want. That's it.
That's
What
it.
else?
That's all she wrote. That's it.
We didn't
It's
even talk
over.
about Jeepers Creepers that much.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's because there's not really much to go on. I mean, the plot is it's flat. It's a really
Oh, the fact that there's like
No.
so many things
And
going on at once.
the plot. Yeah, the plot just doesn't even make sense. So
Oh yeah, the whole setup with the whole prophecy
so
thing.
there's a cult thing, and then what was it? It makes it seem like as if the baby that is inside the woman, spoiler,
Is a baby.
is gonna somehow makes it seem like it's gonna give him immortality. And another spoiler, guess what? He's immortal already. So
Right, like,
I don't
that's so stupid.
understand that. So I don't know what plot they were going with that.
Maybe he was gonna make another version of himself, like a baby creeper.
And they didn't even elaborate as far as what. I don't know if we're planning on a second part, because they didn't even elaborate on the cultists. They just like said, "Oh, we're gonna sacrifice these people to you." All right, and then they just leave, and then it just ends. And then at the end, she gets fucking possessed somehow, for no fucking reason.
Well, there's not even proof that she's possessed. It just shows her fucking eyes go black. Like, it doesn't even.
Well, for what reason
like-
does your eyes go black?
But either way, how could you even get possessed in that?
And what was she possessed by if the creeper's still alive somewhere else?
I don't know.
There's nothing that she can become.
Well, yeah, but
there's nothing.
Yeah, that's the only reason anybody does that is because they get possessed.
And
Unless
then the
you're, like,
coincidence
fucking constipated.
with the best friend that went to go pee in the very beginning. Like, what are the chances that he just happened to be there? And why did he walk so fucking far into the forest to take a piss when there's literally no one around? He could have just taken a piss right there.
I
I know, like
everything.
what was he saying? Like, I hope you're gonna owe me like a new pair of
Yeah,
shoes. or
saying about
something.
the shoes, like, you didn't have to go that fucking far, dude.
Did you see that in the movie? In the background, there's like a guy glitching out.
Yeah, he's just running into the wall.
I went too far back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that movie was just. It was just an abomination. Completely. Oh, I wanted to talk about. Y'all want to talk about like
Do you see it?
the rampage?
Oh, yeah.
thing? Y'all talking about
Rampage? Yeah.
that? Like we can all agree it was a good movie, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was
a
good.
Rampage.
I liked it.
But I honestly think that it kind of missed the whole point, like the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the plot wasn't very.
What it did that thing where they use an IP, but they
Just
create
for
a
the
whole
sake.
they use a whole different story and they just use the name to
Bringing
bring in the crowd because it
Because-
had nothing to do with the actual game itself other than three creatures that I guess three big
all they
creatures
did
wreak
was
havoc.
just. Well, no, the only thing that they did. Well, yeah, you're right. Like the three big creatures, but all they did was just use three names.
that was it because
That's all that. Really
they didn't even
referenced.
look the same as from the game either.
Well, I guess.
But like, you get me? Like, they had
Yeah.
it. It just didn't, like you said,
I
it
mean-
just used the name and their names. That was.
I think it would have been cool if in some weird way, but it would have had to been like, of course, a whole mutation thing. But it was kind of like how do you say it? They weren't gonna exactly have Ralph come out looking like a goddamn werewolf. Would have been cool. Yeah, it would have. Imagine a big, huge werewolf-looking creature.
I can honestly imagine it right now.
I mean, I can because I played the game.
No, but like a realistic version of it.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, would you go blue or would you still leave like the whole
I do like
underworld
a
kind
black,
of thing?
gray tintish, kind of like a blue.
Or like
black.
a blue, like a dark hue,
Yeah.
dark blue hue. Is that how you pronounce it?
Hue.
But yeah, and then I just feel like it kind of missed the whole point of the game, which is humans mutating into monsters. Yeah, just it just seemed like it really relied just on Dwayne. Like he carried the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
His face.
Like yeah, they thought that's
Was it the
basic.
smolder?
No, not like that. I mean, but like.
No, I know, but it just made me think of that.
Just when they slapped his name to it, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what.
Because he was also really hitting at that time, like a lot more.
Because
A lot of movies.
I feel like if it was anybody else, it just wouldn't have worked. Well, it probably could have.
Maybe Mark Wahlberg. Oh, it just seems like a movie he would be in.
It could. Actually, I do. I mean, seeing that he came out in Transformers,
Yeah.
it's similar. Big,
So what?
Big robots. Like, if it wasn't Dwayne that took the role, it would have been Mark Wahlberg could have took the role. But the thing is, they wanted to choose a big person.
Because
The whole point was, like,
the whole
big.
motto was "big meets bigger" or something like
Yeah.
that.
So he's supposed to be a big guy and a big creature. I feel like they could have went a different route. In my opinion, like they could have still left the whole human aspect to it, but
The fuck you doing over there?
they chose big animals.
Mhm.
And I think because that just, like I said, it just drew nothing to the movie. Because what's the name, Lizzie, which they don't even name her, but if you know the game, you know the character. Doesn't even come out to the very end of the damn movie. To the point where you almost forget that there's even forget that there's even a third one. They don't even reveal.
Is Lizzie like in the
Oh yeah,
game?
because they
Is
only
she-
show her a little
crocodile.
bit.
Is crocodile-
The crocodile or alligator. I think it's a crocodile. They don't even show her
What's that?
until the very. That's Ivy.
I missed the car.
But they don't even show that until the
I love
very
you.
end. And then
I'm gonna take a picture of it.
all they do is just show Ralph kill a few people, and then like, okay, that's it.
Where did you get this at?
On topic.
You should have gotten me one. I love it.
It is. It's for you. I'm giving it to
Oh,
you.
it is for me. Thank you.
And then George, they just went off straight on his like story of like a bond between animal and man.
Monkey, man, together as one.
Which I don't remember about any people just drinking and turning into monsters, but I mean it was still a good movie. Just
Nah.
it was very adapted.
Yeah, like when I saw the movie, I liked it, but
Like,
then when we
very-
started talking about it, how it really had nothing to do with like the actual story of the game. Well, the game didn't really have a story itself, but the plot of the game, I guess, how it started.
There kind of is like those old arcade games. There's always that, deet, this something happened. Now time to go to the next level or something like that. Or like the company now is hunting down the creatures that or whatever.
Yeah.
And, and then the next level starts, and then the same thing. You destroy what you got it, and then there's like a whole story going on. A little story. Kind of like Pac-Man, just eating
Pac-Man?
stuff.
Imagine if they were to make Pac-Man into a movie.
Well, I said that, but I think they did.
They somewhat
they
did in
did.
the movie
Pixels.
but
That's basically.
that's not.
Yeah.
That's not what it meant.
No, they did Pixels, and there's even been animated little TV show. I know there's like a TV show called Pac-Man and Friends or Pac-Man, but I never saw it.
Well, I guess
It just
Pixels
looked weird.
was the best way to like
Well,
bring all those
Pac-Man
games
is,
into life.
Pac-Man could be a possible movie. I could actually think of a kind of like a little story for it. Like it wouldn't be that hard. The thing is just how much do you want to change is the thing. Like, would you want to turn Pac-Man more into like would it be like an animated movie?
I think there actually was something like that where it's like actually Pac-Man with arms and legs walking around.
Well,
Like, there's like
in
an
the
anime
game,
or something like
in
that.
the actual game, there's animations of him like what, and there's actually there's a story to it. Yeah, but yeah, there was like he has like little arms.
Yeah.
Kind of like similar to the Kirby show. I think it was like something like that.
It's
Like
an
it was-
anime.
Anime.
Japanese cartoon. It's anime.
And what's the difference with American?
The eyes.
It's just called cartoon. What? So you're saying Pac-Man's Japanese?
Konnichiwa. Yeah, he is technically.
Is he?
Look.
He has brown eyes.
The game started brown eyes.
He has brown eyes.
But wasn't the game created like by Japanese people?
The guy that created him is Japanese. Yes.
Do you know Pac-Man? Did you know Pac-Man used to
fucking
be
knew it.
stands for Pac-U, which actually means like
For one to flap their mouth.
for one to flap their mouth, so they want to call it Pac-Man, but with vandalism, you know, they changed it to something else. So they changed the U to the A and made it Pac-Man.
Ah, did not know. Don't really know.
Yeah.
You're a moron.
You?
At least get the line right.
I haven't seen the movie in like a year. Okay.
What was another game adaptation movie that came out? There was the Monster Hunter. I never haven't seen it, but I know it apparently really bad.
Yeah. Apparently Ti and Megan Good only come out in the very beginning, yet they were shown in like most of the trailer
So it was like false.
because they died in the very beginning, I think, from what I read.
I didn't even know they came out, but that's pretty gay. This is pretty gay. Oh god, that goes back into the thing we were just talking about a few days ago. Channing Tatum, G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
It sucked.
such a big character in the first movie, and then makes it seem like, yeah, he's gonna come out for a second round and dies in the first, like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, and he actually dies the same way that his friend died, like in an explosion, wasn't it? Well, no, it wasn't like their own explosion this
I
time
think
around.
he dies near a car. Or I don't know about, like, they're getting, I can't remember the movie because it was a long time, but I think they're getting ambushed or something. But yeah, basically he's doing something and then an explosion goes off and, like, he died. Basically it's like, they just ripped the band-aid off, like, he just dies. Like, it's quick. And then guess who takes his role? Dwayne Johnson comes in and takes the lead role.
No, the lead role is Snake Eyes.
I think at the time he was probably making, what, Magic Mike, like 25, 26, 27? What are we on?
Magic Mike 3 barely came out.
He's planning. He's ahead of his time. Yeah, it's just... and then was it the new one, Mario? Was it Super Mario Brothers?
Super Mario.
I forgot what the movie.
I think
Super Mario?
is it Super Mario or Super Mario Bros. The new movie.
Well, because Luigi is coming out.
Super Mario
I think
Bros.
Super Mario. I don't know. Who remembers that movie, Super Mario Bros. From the 90s?
I love that movie.
That
I don't
Honestly-
get why it did so bad. I actually really liked it.
It literally has nothing to do with
It doesn't.
Super Mario, and the same thing her was saying, like they just use the name and the characters,
I
but the
still like
story
it.
is completely whack.
Well, it was somewhat, like, of course the whole Koopa
Saving Princess
thing
Peach,
and,
but
like, it followed the same generic storyline of, guy saving girl kind of thing, and yeah, but of course it was the 90s.
yeah, that was like a very 90s movie.
It was the 90s, so you could tell, like, even it looked like an old school movie of, like, downtown Brooklyn or something, and then the way they just walked around, like, yep, this is basically what the 90s looked like back in New York, and then the traffic, the like grimy look, the way people were all fucking, like, rude to each other apparently for no fucking reason. Like, I love it though. I like the atmosphere that the movie
I
gives.
like the vibe that it gave off. I really like that.
I like the 90s vibe that it gives.
What was it, that meme where that reel was like, did nobody ever put much thought of how, what was it, Peach was always getting caught by Bowser? Or who was it? Bowser, right?
Yeah.
That basically, like, she was sleeping with him or something? Why has nobody ever put thought of how she's always
Maybe
ending
she
up at
wasn't
this
getting
dude's
caught.
house?
Maybe she was sneaking over.
I think they just didn't know what else to go on. Like, when that became the first story, and then just like, alright, they just keep throwing that chick back over there, and guess what? Super Mario just gonna keep, rescuing.
What's Wario about?
Wario is about money.
At the very end, he
That's why
like.
there's a post that's saying like Mario is about like saving Peach, Luigi's about saving what Daisy I think, and like Wario is all about money.
At the very end, he goes to like a bank or something like that, right? And then, like,
Pretty much all around it just comes to he's all about money. There's no like love interest with him. It's just about like the Wario's Island. It's all about finding treasure. That's pretty much it. Supposed to be like the bad person, I guess, or like I don't say bad, but I guess just the like doing his own kind of thing. Character. I don't know.
He's
I
a
don't really
bad
know.
guy.
I don't really know what these people were thinking when they made these characters. Like I never looked it up, so I have no idea.
I like Yoshi's Island. Never beat it, but. Shy Guys, do they only come out in Yoshi's Island? I don't remember them coming out in Super Mario 64.
I cannot tell you. I do not remember. I have no memory. It's been a long time since I played that.
Wait, weren't we talking about like horror movies? How do we get over here?
I'm telling you, it just keeps going.
It's just a
It just
snowball.
goes.
Just keeps rolling, keeps rolling,
You know, that
rolling.
actually-
Topics bounce around a lot.
That actually would be a
My
freaking,
butt bounces around
You
a lot.
just gave me a
Boom,
good
boom,
idea.
boom.
What?
It would be kind of weird, I think, but if you found if somebody were to find a way to make it work, like kind of like a sorry to do this, but like an Among Us kind of thing, like one of those kind of games. What if it was like a Scream themed? Because the whole point is it could be somebody. It's usually within the friend group.
Yeah.
So what if like the base is kind of like a Dead by Daylight, where it's a certain like thing.
So
And
why
they
don't you
have
just
to be
play
just-
Dead by Daylight?
No, but that's not the point.
I'm just kidding. I know what you're talking about. Basically, Secret Neighbor.
Yes.
Secret
But with
Neighbor,
lots of people.
Among Us, but skinned
that's
with.
what I'm just saying.
Ghostface.
With Ghostface, yeah.
The thing is, the person would have to put on the mask and the outfit every single time. So is everyone gonna be walking around with duffel bags because you don't know who has
You
the
get that in
suit?
the movie.
It's a game.
I was gonna say,
It's a game.
bloop.
It just pops up.
But I think that would be
yeah, that'd be a cool game.
It'd be, I don't know. Well, I guess it wouldn't be hard.
Wait,
because
what do you mean? In fucking games, they're like basically pulling stuff out of their asses. They have like so much stuff on them and they don't have a
That's
bag.
That's
like you're going over here. He's at.
I'm just gonna get this pipe
He
over
was standing
here.
still in an electrical room. He fucked with the air vents all the way across the ship. How? I don't know. He just did. He pulled some wire out his ass.
We gotta play that again.
But
I gotta
I
like text
think
everyone to see if we can
Among
play
Us?
Among Us. I want to play Goose Goose Duck, but that one's only a PC game, I think, and you know, like, most people don't have laptops and PCs, or most of our friends.
We gotta play Among Us. That was fun. I think I heard your camera click. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for some reason it keeps turning itself off. So we're probably just gonna do the audio.
But I feel like if somebody were to make that a game, I think that would actually be a really good.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to make Among Us movie with how popular
I'm
that
pretty
got.
sure they're probably gonna.
Among Us in the works. If not a movie, probably like some sort of like kids anime on Netflix or something.
I feel like
It sounds
it's
like
gonna-
something that would come up on there.
I feel like it's gonna be so bad.
Mhm.
Like it's just gonna get so much shit.
If they do,
It's gonna be like the fucking emoji movie, to where like everybody just pretends it never happened. I never
Can
saw
you
it.
give me a Gogurt? All they gotta do is literally follow the same plot as the thing, but just make it
Yeah,
as
and
Among
be-
Us. 'Cause that's exactly what it is.
It's just darker. There's no color.
Yeah.
Everyone's just black and white, like wearing like clothes. That's it. Black and white clothes. Where are the Go-Gurts?
Freezer. I think that's why I really like the concept of Among Us because of like the serial killer and stuff like that because I really love the thing, but I could just never find a group of people to play with
For what?
Among Us or any other sort of like mystery killer game like
We just don't have a lot of people.
like Secret Neighbor or
Well,
there's I
what's
know
the
there's
next-
other games but
Well, what's the max amount of people that you usually need for that?
to actually like enjoy it and actually like
have some mystery to
have
it.
some mystery to it because you know the fewer the people the harder it is because there's it's easy.
Well, automatically there's.
I would say 6 people at the least.
Well, automatically there's us 3,
Yes.
so we just need the other 3, and that could be. That's true.
Isaac, he's always busy
Anthony?
working and stuff. Anthony, all he has is his phone. I think he has a laptop,
You
but
can play Among Us on the phone.
yeah, but then like the whole audio part. Well, I guess he would have to get disc. Yeah, I think that works. But I don't know.
We did do that one time actually. We used Discord, didn't we?
Anthony's more of a first-person shooter type of guy, I think.
Great, then we can kill him better.
Damien, he's hardly on either. Roy, maybe. He might want to. He has a gaming laptop. I mean, they have Among Us on the Xbox now, so like we can even play it there.
The thing is, because with those types of games is, you can't really play with random people.
You
You-
can,
you-
and honestly,
no,
that would
you-
make it even better.
No, you
but
can't. No, what I'm
you
saying.
can't trust them
it's
not
just that
to.
they're real assholes.
No,
Yeah,
they
and-
ruin the game.
Yeah, that's why.
They'll
'Cause
ruin it on
you
purpose.
can't trust them to not follow the rules. Like,
To play fair.
mm-hmm.
Somebody will be working with somebody and then just be like, oh,
Like
they
their own
did
side
this.
group. Like
and then,
I've done it
fuck up
before.
the game and then leave.
I've done
or
it before
something.
playing
Yeah.
with randoms, and they're real assholes.
Because sometimes they don't get the role that they want,
Mhm.
and they'll just fuck up the game because of the fact that they have a pissy fit.
Or if
that
their
it didn't
friend
go their way.
if they have a friend that's also playing in there, they'll help them be the killer or something.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, tell them I was over here, or vote somebody out. Yeah. That's why it's the thing. Randos suck.
Also, when we played Among Us last time, and I'll say it again, because I've told you guys this multiple times, we have to do it by the rules like how cartoons do it. Or his friend group. Mute when you're... Well, I prefer the proximity chat, but I don't think we can do that with... Well, I don't know how to do any of that. But mute when basically you're not on the meeting.
Mhm.
And like when you're finally on the meeting, that's when you unmute. I don't know, because proximity chat would work better, but... Like,
To make it more difficult, just use nothing but chat.
We could always just like unmute our.
It just-
no.
Because you can't type fast enough when there's voting time.
That's what makes it more difficult. That's what I said. Make it more difficult. I didn't say it was gonna be easy.
No,
Another one that we have to do again is the Gartic phone.
Yes.
That was.
That one for sure that we need lots of people.
Yeah.
Well, 6, I guess, at the very least again. But yeah, Gartic Phone was fun as hell. The only thing with that though is that, like, only our drawings were kind of good because we had drawing pads. I mean, like,
We had our laptops, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it still looks funny. It's just that, like those who play on their phone, they have a smaller screen, so their drawings are like way crappier, and they have less. I guess because like they need more time to draw than those with pads. Well, I think that's pretty good, right? We're going
Yeah,
on
it
40
went like
minutes.
super silent. How long?
40 minutes.
Oh wow, really?
Think that's a good place.
I think it's
Alright.
a good spot.
And now we'll hear, we'll do like a little advertisement for our sponsor. Angel, you wanna?
I don't have it. Second.
We didn't even do an intro.
Oh yeah.
You don't need an intro when you don't have an outro.
Yeah, you don't need an intro. And if you don't have an intro, you don't need an outro.